This the War Report coming live every Tuesday at 7 with Steve, Cat, Ryan, Amanda, and Eric. And the voice of NEW, Vince Berry. Hitting all the topics like a clothesline flurry. Turn up your speakers and hear them out. You can listen from your car, even on your couch. They too raw, who NXT? Handing out SmackDowns, follow on IG. Plus, it's sponsored by Tag Me a Date. Go to YouTube and sub now for every update. It's all wrestling here. No safe space, now listen in. Time to hear from some of the greats.
Welcome everybody to another edition of the War Report After Dark. Welcome to 2025 episode 2. I was not a part of last week's show, so I have a lot that I gotta get off my chest. But we are in the Netflix era, so it's very interesting. We have a lot to cover, and it is also very important to mention we are now also in the era of Penta. So welcome everybody to another edition. I am very excited. I do apologize for the music. This is their AEW music. I couldn't get a good quality one of his new one yet. So I figure we'll use this one because we do have to honor the debut of Penta. And it just shows you what happens when it's done right. And that was a debut that was done right from start to finish. And we will get into Penta, but I do want to dive into Raw from last week because I did listen back to the show, and there were a lot of things discussed that I want to get off my chest. How are you doing, Mitch?
Doing well, Steve. You know, just, again, never knew who Penta was until last night. And then Dude's electric, and we'll get into it, like you said, but...
Bonafide fucking star already, but we'll get into it.
His entrance was
fire. We'll break it all down. His entrance was sick. Tyra, what's going on? Welcome to the show. So yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the first Monday Night Raw on Netflix, and we had Sam, Kat, and Vince were on last week, and they gave their thoughts, and there was a lot of things that I agreed with. Some things that I don't know if I agreed with, but here's my overall. The things that I didn't like is a very short list compared to what I did. It's hard for you to understand in a way, only because I haven't felt this way about Monday Night Raw since the Attitude Era. Like, before Netflix and Triple H's regime and whatever you want to call it, I was like, all right, it's Raw. I was almost more excited for SmackDown, but now I'm excited for Raw. Now it's like I'm a kid again in the Attitude Era that I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And they delivered, man. That debut on Netflix. So my first concern was, are we going to have a similar issue to the Tyson fight with the loading? Delays. And the delays, because I was like, my luck, this shit will happen like right in the middle of something huge, and then it's gonna fuck it all up for me, and it's gonna be a disaster. So, but it didn't happen, not once, and they had over 148 million people watching. I mean, think of 148 million, insane fucking numbers. So. I was happy with that. The opening of the show with the drape over the ring and then projecting the package, which, you know, the chairman who was here last week said it best. One thing that WWE will never fuck up and what they are so amazing at are their video packages and what their production team puts together. There's no company that does it better than WWE. So I agree with that. I loved how they projected this whole package on the tarp, and then it comes down and Triple H is standing in the ring and he does his thing and welcomes everybody to the Netflix era. The drone shots, and then The Rock comes out. Here's where I have a little problem.
I'll probably agree with you on this.
Okay. So
I think if you're going, I think you're going.
I'm pretty sure I'm going where you think I'm going. I love The Rock. No matter heel, face, whatever the situation, I love The Rock. I love the big time feel, because that's what you get when The Rock is in the building. He comes out. One thing I've heard Triple H say since he took the reins is that he is never going to insult the intelligence of the wrestling fans. I feel a little like, oh, Vince, welcome to the show, my friend.
What's up, Vince?
I am going through my thoughts
Okay.
of last week, and then we'll dive into the rest. I did listen to the show in its entirety last week.
Good for
Great
you.
fucking show, by the way.
Yeah, that was fun.
So here we're at the beginning. My first issue, okay, which is a small list,
Okay.
but The Rock comes out, and that's kind of where I was. So follow me on this, right? So The Rock comes out, okay, but he's being very babyface, Rock,
Very.
and I'm like, okay, we're getting corporate Rock. You got to thank Netflix for what's happening, and I'm okay. I'm with it. I'm going with it. I'm fine. And then he starts talking about Cody Rhodes and giving him his flowers, and to his face, mind you, because Cody's
Right, he's right
standing right there. Okay, so that's happening, and then he's say hi to mom for me, like
Mama Rhodes?
It hasn't even been a fucking year, mind you.
After
Not
you
even
got
a
the
year
belt.
since he was
Got the
whipping
blood on it.
Cody in the pouring
the
rain
belt.
with a weight belt.
It was great.
Fucking bashing his head against his own fucking Winnebago, whatever the fuck it is, calling him a bitch on fucking television, making him bleed, right?
This was a problem I
So
had too.
we're supposed to forget this happened? Like, and now you're gonna, the fucking chairman's here too. We got a full house. I fucking love it. Listen, I'm chairman. Listen, I listened to everything last week, so I'm addressing my thoughts, and then we'll move on because we have so much to cover. If we go over tonight, boys. I'm just saying, because there's a lot. Now, I'm at the point where The Rock has graced us with his presence, and I was saying how I have a very short list of what I did not like. But I mentioned too, and I'm sorry I'm a little repetitive because now we have two more additions, but Triple H has gone on record to say that he's not going to insult the intelligence of the wrestling fans. That's important to him. God bless. That's what I appreciate, because Vince all thought we were fucking stupid, right? Okay. But now, less than a year after whipping Cody's fucking ass in a thunderstorm, right, in front of his mother at WrestleMania, we're supposed to forget this happened, and now he's giving flowers and taking shots of fucking tequila with Cody.
Crazy.
And they aired it on Instagram.
Steve,
So, yeah.
can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you, when you speak about her, could you please refer to her as Mama Rhodes?
Yes, Mama Rhodes. My apologies.
Appreciate it. Thank
Mama
you.
Rhodes, I apologize. But so I have a little issue with that, because now I feel like you're trying to insult my intelligence, like this didn't happen. Now, this can be saved, mind you. This can be saved if, when The Rock is ready to do something more, he kind of uses it, but kind of like, yeah, I was saying whatever I needed to, but you're still a bitch. Like, there's ways around it, I guess,
look,
But
the thing, think about it. It's sports entertainment, right? Guys beat the shit out of each other in MMA and then hug it out at the end. So
no.
and he's the boss. He's the boss.
No,
He's the
not
boss.
in this case, Al, not in this case. In this case, it wasn't just a fight. This was I'm taking your WrestleMania spot. No, you're not. Yes, I am because you're my bitch. And did this whole no. This is different. This is they can't be seen hanging out and drinking beers and shots.
He's supposed to be the final boss.
What happened with The Rock coming out at the last pay-per-view and just doing the throat slit? Like, listen, I know things had to change. The Moana 2 fucking redo or something. So he's not going to be at Mania, so they say. Okay, fine. So we have to change course. I get it. That bothered me. Like, The Rock could have done what he did without addressing Cody and giving him flowers and putting him over. So that was my first issue. But well, you know what? To be honest, I did say it's a very short list. I absolutely loved Raw on Netflix. I loved the debut. I loved the beginning, as I said, with the tarp over the ring. And I gave you kudos, Chairman, because I agree with you from last week. One thing WWE never fucks up, can't fuck up, nobody's better, is WWE when they do their packages. That was phenomenal. I want that painting at the end. If I could buy it, I want it. I want it. It was amazing. And then it coming down and Triple H being there. I loved it all. The Rock came out. Okay, slight little thing. I loved the matches. All of them. I did think it was a little, not shitty, but every face went over. So, I mean, that's a little, there should have, it was very predictable in that way because it's a new era. We're going to have new champions. I'm good with it too. Like, I love Rhea as champion. I'm good with all that stuff. Yeah. But,
Yeah.
but,
I'm not going over.
Live back.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. But my other big thing, and this is something else I agree with the panel from last week. The Undertaker. The Undertaker.
High five, boys.
Fucking A, man. Like, I love Taker, but he could have done something more. Like, to just come over and give Rhea the rub and do the thing. Okay, great. But, like, cut a promo. Chokeslam somebody. Something. I don't need to see you come out on the fucking Harley, do one. Right, something.
Chokeslam Dom.
Right, like, exactly. Right, like Tombstone Dominic or something.
Yeah, Dom could have interfered. He could have done it during the match.
Something. Like, I just felt that was a very wasted opportunity.
A little segue, too. It looks like they're going to start turning Dom face. That's coming.
I think it's happening, too. It's coming. I do agree. So, other than that,
I'm not going to have a favorite heel.
Other than that, well, New Day, but we'll get in. Overall, I thought it was awesome. I haven't had this feeling of excitement for Monday Night Raw since the Attitude Era. I look forward to it now, and that wasn't the case. Like, I was a little fucking kid watching the clock being like, we've got minutes, and it's like it was a big-time feel. It was a big-time card. It delivered. I thought it was very well done, except those minor little things. You guys were also talking about John Cena. Do they give him the title? Most of you were probably kind of like, absolutely not. What do? You book him into a corner if he does win the title because he's not going to go past a year. There's nothing wrong with Cena winning the title one more time, and on his final day, puts the belt down in the ring and says, I'm done. And now you have a tournament.
He's got to put somebody over.
That's fucking bullshit.
He can go over on top.
That's the worst.
Listen, as Michael Cole says, he's the greatest of all time.
Listen, it was good that you took the week off last week one. I got to throw that out there, okay?
Oh, why? Because you had more time to talk?
The second thing is...
I'm so glad you're back. You fucker.
The second thing is I'm glad you don't have the fucking pencil to start booking because you're a terrible booker with that bullshit.
I don't...
You just said...
I don't want it to happen.
Hold on.
I said it could happen.
You said that you were pissed off that all the fucking faces won last week, and now you're going to hit me with the Cena winning the belt and leave it in the middle of the ring? Some bullshit? Fuck
I'm telling you, it could happen based on the shit you were spewing last week.
Come on,
That's
man.
all I'm saying.
Come on, man.
I don't want to see it. I honestly don't think Cena needs a title run. He doesn't need it. But I can see it happening. And if he puts somebody over, he puts somebody over. I don't know who that would be yet. Here's something else, too. I will say this. I did not think CM Punk was that trash. I didn't think that match was so bad.
Again, that's why we were so happy you took the week off.
I do not think it was that bad. Yeah.
Steve, can I give, because I wasn't on last week either. We had technical difficulties. I was in the sideline telling Vince, Coach, put me in. I even texted.
Oh, dude, I saw the message after he left, and I was like, oh, he'll be back. But then not remembering I have to put him in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of clicks and...
One of those moments. It's all right. We've been there.
That's my bad. I'm sorry.
In regards to Cena, you have to understand something, right? Cena is blood in, blood out a WWE superstar from day one. Even though Ric Flair is a 16-time champ, it is NWA also within those championships. So I think WWE would love for the guy with the most heavyweight championships of all time to be a WWE guy from day one. So I could definitely see that happening. There's no way I don't see him winning the Rumble. However,
I see that too.
The final 5 or 6 in that fucking Rumble is gonna tear the fucking house down.
I mean, just look at the names that are in it already. It's
what I'm talking
stacked.
about. Those are the names.
and you got to figure Orton's going to make a return. I'm pretty much assuming Alexa Bliss this year is going to make her big return during the Rumble. Charlotte could return. Becky. I mean, there's some big names, but we'll get into the Rumble. But overall, I'm very excited with what's happening. You know what else I really did like? I know that WWE has said they're still not going to change their formula in terms of cursing and stuff like that, but they're not bleeping out the crowd. So when Hogan got booed out and they're chanting "fuck you Hogan" or "fuck you Solo," I mean, it was so nice to not just have it bleeping every 10 seconds. Yeah. So I love that.
Holy shit chants last night too. Good shit.
Hogan, real quick. So I just want to say this. There is no doubt in my mind the boos for Hogan are a combination of the fact that he was at the RNC. They did this in California, which is a very blue state, and the racist comments. You put all that together, it was a recipe for fucking disaster. Nobody gives a shit about his beer. I mean, listen, Hogan's the reason why I ever started watching wrestling. I will always respect him as being the guy that made it what it is, but we have no use for him anymore. I think the fans have spoken. It is what it is. I liked how Autumn came on and was kind of like, we like Hulk Hogan, but not Terry Bollea.
Yeah, that's
and I that kind of resonated with me, and I agreed with her because I think that's the problem. I mean, the guy's an asshole.
I gotta plug in. I'm with you on most of those things, but you want to know something's funny? Thinking back now, because after we talked about it, you know what was the most talked about segment across the world from Netflix that first week?
Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Hogan.
So even though he's a fucking asshole, he fucked up, he said all these things, he's still the most talked about and the most watched fucking segment on the show. And the guy is like 70, right? Like, it's fucking crazy. So no matter what happens, you got to give the guy his props. But yeah, we're all with you. Racist comments, no bueno. Beer, Garbaggio, and, fucking...
Has anyone tried the beer?
No.
I'm getting an Austin beer way before I ever get a Hogan beer.
Broken Skull.
Remember, didn't we have the Austin beers in your house that one time?
We did.
Yeah,
we had them for a paper.
I brought them in Noodleman.
That's right.
Yeah, those were pretty good.
Yeah, they're good beers. So very happy with the way Raw is. I love the tribal combat match. I like how that opened up the whole thing, match-wise. Was it too soon for Roman to win back to Ulafala? Like, I wonder where the story goes now.
Well, the Tongan and Jacob, they're unhinged right now, so without Solo there, so it's nice.
Yeah, but Solo's back next week, or this coming week. Solo makes his return, so we'll see.
Well, wasn't Jacob saying he still loves Solo? during the match.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he doesn't super kick him and try and take over. But I don't know. Now I'm just curious where it's going to go, because now you see Roman's bloodline, like Jay, which we'll get into with Gunther. Well, I think that's set up for disaster too, but we'll get into that. But overall, I like the match. I like how The Rock came out at the end, presented Roman with the Ula Fala. But also, the last time we saw The Rock, he did the cutthroat to Cody and Roman.
Right.
So, it got a little...
So, did you hear about, before we get to Terry's comment, did you hear about the video that Cody and The Rock filmed on the set of like Moana 2 or live action Moana or one of those never-ending Moana movies?
No.
So apparently, to make this Monday night thing make sense, they had The Rock and Cody film a segment while Rock was on set for the movie. I don't know, giving a tour, whatever it was. They didn't say exactly what it was. They said that it was The Rock and Cody squashing their beef to make this Monday night thing make sense, and then they just never posted it anywhere. They filmed it and they decided not to use it, which is weird.
That makes it even fucking worse.
Right. It's just very strange.
He couldn't do like a facial expression or a mannerism or something after he gave him the Ula Fala, like looked at Paul Heyman, something.
I thought a rock bottom was coming, quite honestly.
Yeah, I thought it. I thought a punch, something.
Yeah.
And what we got fucking nothing.
Yeah, it was bizarre. Tara, and I forgot to say this last week, but he's ruining his legacy by not separating Terry from Hulk anymore. Well, that's kind of what we're saying. David Roscoe wants to change topics. Rams dominated last night with their defense.
They did.
They did, but we'll save that for another time because we got way too much to cover. I almost want to... We can always go back and talk about SmackDown, but I really want to jump into Raw, and I really want to talk about Penta. Because I have been waiting so long for Penta to arrive. I thought it was a home run start to finish. I thought the entrance was great. I like the music. I like the pyro. I like how he's still being him. It doesn't look like they're changing anything. Obviously, his style is going to change a little bit to the WWE style, of course. Chad Gable, 1,000% was the right choice for his debut match. Gable can do it all, and he fucking made Penta look fantastic. I thought the match was great, maybe a little too long. It could have been a little bit shorter, I think, but I thought it was a great match. There were some great spots. I loved having his family ringside crying. Like, you could tell how much it did mean for Penta, because then they gave him the promo afterwards. And even though some of us may not have understood a lot of the promo, you really did understand it, though, just by seeing the emotion in his eyes and then seeing his family crying ringside. Like, he's been waiting his whole life to get to the WWE, and he finally made it. And it was a home run. The reaction was great. He's a fucking star. And it just shows you, when done right, a debut can be the greatest thing ever because it gets your emotions going. Penta's going to be a fucking star. And I can't wait for his brother to finally get out of AEW so he can come over and put the Lucha Brothers back together, because I would love to see them in the Usos. I mean, there's so many you can talk about. But Penta's the real deal. I was a big fan. What did you guys think about Penta's debut?
Awesome. I was a fan. I didn't think the match was too long. I think the close calls were perfect. The crowd helped a lot. He had a home field advantage, which definitely helped to his debut. Yeah, I can't say nothing wrong about it. I thought Gable did an excellent job. He did make him look like $1 million. I just hope he doesn't get lost in the sauce in the future, and it's not like a one-hit wonder. Like, we might be hot on him for a month, and maybe WWE forgets about him. It just doesn't give him a vision or a story per se.
The worst thing they could do to Penta is put him with the LWO. Keep him as far away from them as
that's-
possible.
Can't do that.
That's
You can't
already,
do that
it's already
shit.
a done deal. I mean, where's Andrade right now?
I was just
Nobody
going to
knows.
say, is Penta going to be a Cody, or is he going to be an Andrade, Jade,
Right.
and everybody else they signed from, like all these other petty steal away signings from
Magic
AEW.
question.
What's your question? You said?
Penta
No, I
is
said that's the magic question.
yeah, but you know what? Penta
what
is
Vince just
so over. He's so over. They're gonna
Yeah.
have to do shit with him. You know what I mean?
We
He's gonna
hope
sell.
so.
The merchandise is already selling out. All the shirts, the masks, you can't even get them.
Well, that's true, but that's because that's all they have right now. Like Rey Mysterio's shit is done, right? I think hopefully what happened last night is indicative of what happens going forward, right? Because we've never seen a debut for a luchador, let alone a Hispanic wrestler like that in forever, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I always think I got to defend the culture a little bit, right? It's important.
Yes,
But
sir.
you know, I really truly feel like that was a hell of a start. You know,
Yeah.
I kind of echo what you said there, piggybacking a little bit. Great entrance, hell of a fucking match. I mean, Gable's a superstar. Spotfest.com. I would probably put that up for match of the year if it wasn't for a few botches here and there.
There were a
Like,
couple.
Penta was, he was super excited, and you could see, slow down, bro, slow down. But he
Yeah.
couldn't. He was fucking going in, right?
That adrenaline.
That
I mean-
adrenaline was just like I could hear fucking Triple H in the headphones saying, "Slow the fuck down."
But you know what, too, though? Like, even AJ Styles said it, right? When AJ was getting ready, he was
Takes time.
behind the curtain,
Yeah, the
and he
reps.
was getting ready. Well, it's not even the reps. Just the fear mentally. Like, does the WWE Universe know who I am? You know what I mean? And AJ, being AJ, everyone knows AJ, but to him, he's like, does the WWE know? And he even says, as soon as his music hit and they saw his name pop up and he came out, it all went away because he's like, wow, they do. And I mean, the place exploded. Same thing for Penta. You got to think backstage, he's like, here we go. Like, are they going to know? Like, did they watch Lucha Underground? Do they even watch AEW or TNA? Or, you know, do they know me? And that crowd showed, without question, they know who Penta is and they're excited for him.
They chose the right spot. I mean, San Jose is perfect for him, obviously.
Exactly.
right?
It's probably why they didn't do it last week, because I was pretty certain that was supposed to happen last week, and then it didn't. I was like, where the fuck's Penta? And then they did the promo that it was going to be next week. And I wonder if, I mean, they probably thought about it and said, this is the place to do it.
You know what
Because
it was, too?
Michael Cole did a good job too, saying, you know,
Michael Cole
The-
did a
the
great
worst-
job.
the worst kept secret.
Kept secret.
That was fucking awesome.
Great
That's
line.
original.
Well,
But
because
the only thing-
but everyone knew.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's true. But at the same time, the thing I didn't like is when he said he's probably the second best luchador. It's
Well,
like
because of
did you
Ray.
yeah, but did you have to fucking say that? Was
I
that
get-
necessary?
I agree. I agree.
Ray's over for life. He doesn't have to fucking
Yeah.
do anything. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Do you
no.
really have to hit him a little something like that? Like, I felt that was a little, you know.
Well, here's the
Underhand.
thing, Chairman. When they hire these Latino acts, they take their mask, they take their gimmick, they change their name to like Juan Santos or whatever, and then there's nothing special about him. And they actually took a guy who's like, hey, this gimmick is over. Everybody knows the name. Everybody knows the mask. Why don't we just take that and put it on TV? It's fucking not genius. It's very simply something that they've just never done because they wanted to like own the name or own the gimmick or whatever. And it's like, there's a reason these luchadors get over, and it's not because under that mask is secretly some handsome fucking soap opera actor. The reason they get over is they're super, like, in Mexico, the equivalent of a Marvel superhero is a fucking luchador. Those masks and those costumes give them the power to do these crazy flippy moves. And then once you take that shit off and the guy's just fucking Carlos, it loses something. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Like, Andrade, somebody should take a fucking fireball like the original Sheik used to do, Ed Farhat. They should throw a fucking fireball at Andrade's face and burn his face and put him back in a fucking mask, because I don't give a shit. Like, I don't give a shit about that guy's face at all. Put him back in a mask and he's so much more interesting.
I'm with you on that. I agree. I get it. My only thing is, and I can understand business wise, after a certain point, what the fuck do you do with them, right? And I think that's what happened. Like the LWO, they fizzled out, right? Like it's just we've seen this so much, and there's
Right, because
only
you got
so much
who
to
do you
do.
got? You got Humberto, Juan, Carlos, Cheech, maybe Chong is in there. I don't know. They don't.
but
They just have a
not
bunch
for
of
nothing. Those fucking kids could work.
They can.
They
can
can, but they
fucking
don't
work.
have a gimmick. Their
Right,
gimmick
but-
is Hispanic man. That's like you walking down the street.
That is
That's their
true.
gimmick.
That is fair, but you also have to allow the fucking
Hey.
gimmick to
Hey.
grow and live a
Let's
little.
let out. Let's let out.
Hey, Hispanic man with a scarred chest. Don't forget about the scarred chest.
See, if one of them repoed cars, or
Every
something, I'd be
Hispanic
okay
has
with
a
it, you know what I
fucking
mean?
scarred chest. What are we talking about here?
Who's got the
Oh.
scar? I don't even know. This is bad. I can't tell my Hispanic superstars apart.
Oh my god, that's
Because
fucking
they all
funny.
wear
Don't they
a
have
fucking
matching
mask.
ones?
That's why. And they all made by the same fucking guy, and you can't take a shower with the mask on. It doesn't work. I've tried.
By the way,
Penta-
if we have a listener by the name of Carlos, we do apologize. Vince did not mean that.
I'm sorry,
Right?
Carl. Here's what I'm saying.
Vince did
Carlos
not
is
mean that.
Carlos is a great name for a human being.
Carlos, we meant that
We
100%.
what I'm saying is, if you look at your WrestleMania marquee, and this is the thing I always say, WrestleMania marquee, John Cena versus fucking Carlos Escobar. Who gives a shit? Give the guy a good name. Just give him something.
Yeah,
wanna-
why can't we change his name to Juan Cena?
And give him a mustache.
Give him a mustache and a luchador mask. Juan Cena.
Dave Abbey, who knew that Penta speaks English? Great job, Tony Khan. You know, that's actually very true, because if you look back, Penta's promo last night was the most he's spoken. Like, they never let him speak in AEW.
Well, so here's this.
He never cut a promo.
Yeah, but
I
that's
have-
part of his gimmick, though.
But I also feel like this might be a newer thing, because those guys weren't in the United States full time until like 4 or 5 years ago. And I remember when they first started with AEW, they tried to cut promos in English, and it wasn't great. And I'll be honest, the last time I was in a locker room with Penta was probably 5, bordering on 6 years, right before AEW started. And if you made me bet $5, I would have said that guy did not speak English. I saw him there. We said hello. He talked to some people, but it was very broken, and most of it was Spanish. So I think the assumption with most people was that the fucking guy just spoke Spanish primarily. And I think him and Penta, or Penta and Phoenix rather, have made efforts to learn English. Like I've heard rumblings of that they went and got
definitely did.
lessons and really tried to, because they knew one of the important things in American
The
wrestling
promo.
is the promo.
Right. Just like what Julia has been talking about recently, right? Learning actual English, which I think is important, obviously. But at the same time, even Penta knows his English still isn't very great, you know? So he's got to bounce back and forth, and it helps to
Yeah.
sell to the Latino crowd that you're speaking Spanish, right? So
Well, look how they erupted as soon as he started
as soon as
speaking
he started
Spanish.
to be, and look how comfortable he became, right?
Right.
He didn't flop. He didn't repeat the same 4 fucking words he knows in English over and over and over, right? So it worked out. And just kind of a little bit of a segue, which is a little fucked up, but apparently Tony Khan thought that Ray Phoenix was hungry when he said he was fucking injured. So they gave him a sandwich or some shit.
Dude,
It's like,
I read
how-
that.
how fucking
Yo, I read that.
stupid.
That was fucked
Like,
up.
what the fuck
That
are we
can't
talking
be-
about here?
hold
That-
on,
no, Tony Khan.
I gotta know.
Tony
What's-
Khan admitted it.
He
It's
gave
been-
a whole fucking statement. Are you out of your mind? You
I
are
got-
a billionaire and don't have a fucking translator app on your phone?
Isn't he like
Are you
Middle Eastern
fucking
or
nuts?
something? All right, I gotta know though. Because it's been a while since I've taken Spanish class.
What kind of sandwich was it?
It was a Cuban sandwich.
Yeah. All right, so what would the words? Isn't it what would hungry and injured be that you could confuse the two? Are they close?
So not
No.
even close.
Okay.
So hungry,
Yo,
Hungry-
yo tengo
hungry-
hambre.
exactly. Go ahead, talk to him out.
Yeah, no, yo tengo hambre. That's I'm
I'm
hungry.
hungry.
Unless he's thinking like I got a hammy, like yo tengo hammy. Like I don't know what the fuck he's thinking, you know? Like, oh, he got a hammy problem or
So
whatever.
what would be I'm injured or I'm hurt? What would you say? Like what?
Estoy lesionado, estoy mal.
So
you
it's
know?
not. It's no. Okay.
Nowhere near.
Why wouldn't he just
It's
go
not
like
like
this
this,
to
yeah.
Tony? Go like this.
Yeah, well, that's the international symbol. Just give him the old
Right.
X, yeah.
I'm pretty sure the ref would have gave the fucking X. There's no way.
But
He
what
does
about-
not know that?
Then now I'm not going to push the blame off, but there's a guy named Alex Abrahantes who translated for all these fucking guys who could have. Wouldn't it be Phoenix, Tony Khan, and then Alex in the middle, kind of like
You would think.
Yeah, I
You
think
would-
he's just covering his own ass, trying to make up like because he's Mexican and speaks Spanish.
Well,
I can't
yeah.
figure the fucking difference out between injured.
I've
I mean, what about the time he broke his fucking leg? Like or whatever, his arm when Luchasaurus destroyed him. Remember he threw him through the table, his fucking arm flipped backwards?
oh
I'm
yeah,
sure
that
they
was rough.
I'm sure they didn't offer him a sandwich there. I mean that he has no arms. What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, you'd have to give him something he could eat without hands. What would
Oh,
that be?
his
Like
hands.
one long string of spaghetti he could just I don't know what can he eat.
Oh, that would be tiresome, though. You imagine?
Just
you
a
imagine?
12-foot long thing of spaghetti.
30 minutes for one spaghetti, you exhausted and still hungry. You don't know what to do.
What a fucking jerk.
I would want to be a fly in the wall for the guy to say something in Spanish, and Tony, who's like, listen, you look at the guy, you realize he's just trying to do the best he can. He doesn't know it, like this last thing, and he goes, okay. Oh, he listens to him. He shakes his head like he understands. He leaves the room. Phoenix looks at Alex Abrahantes. He's like, what this motherfucker doing? And he comes back with a plate with like potato salad and like chicken strips and shit. And he's like, here you go. And like he's bleeding. Like his whole leg is bleeding, and he's like, "What are we?"
Catering. He goes to catering.
The caterers get like the popsicle sticks from all the ice cream bars to like make a splint for him. Like, what are we?
Fuck, that's crazy. But back to the point, Penta, legit. Hopefully they do the right thing with him. I really do hope so, but I just don't know who they're gonna put him with. Right? As soon as you put him with the other Hispanics, it's over.
He needs to stay solo and
He's got to
just
stay away
let them
from
just do
all
his own
that
thing.
shit. And maybe work up a program over a year later where Andrade gets hot about it and it's like, listen, I'm the fucking guy here. Let's work something out. That would be cool. But
Yeah,
build
but
up to it.
But if Andrade says I'm the guy, Raw is gonna go long with Penta laughing for 20 minutes because he's not the guy. Like the guy, even ranking systems, Penta just coming out and not even wrestling. Like Penta could have came out, kissed his family, and went backstage, and he'd still be more important than Andrade right now.
Oh
That's
yeah.
unfortunate.
I mean,
'cause
listen,
Andrade
Penta-
got to work.
Penta from last night, like the first Raw, the hot topic everyone was talking about was Hogan. This Raw, all you're seeing is Penta. Anything about last night, all that people are talking about is Penta.
Yeah, but
Which
what?
I
So
think
so
is-
you want to talk about fucking Jay Uso, the garbage man himself?
All right, so let's
Garbage man.
so I don't agree with your hate on Jay. That's number one. But
Oh,
number
here we go
two,
with this bullshit.
you
got to get back in
why
the fucking ring.
why are we doing this again? Like my thing is,
I love it.
there's nothing there's not one part of me that sees Jay going over on Gunther for the world title.
What are
so
you talking about?
inevitably
the
he's
main
getting
event.
so inevitably he's going to lose again. How is this helping Jay, and how is this doing anything for Gunther? You know what I mean?
Because his Macho
We
Man
need Brock
glasses-
back at this
his
point.
Macho Man glasses aren't selling enough at the moment, right? That's the first.
He's number one seller of all merch currently.
Shit, it's still fucking pink and purple. Fuck that. The second piece of it is, all right, he is trash in the fucking ring, and he's mediocre at best on the fucking mic. I mean, he's cracking his voice. He's about to have cry because he doesn't know what the fuck to say. The guy cannot be in the main event. He's not ready.
I don't know where that came from.
I don't know
Sorry.
what that was. Come on, bro. Like
You're
there's
out of your
no way.
fucking mind.
You're out of your fucking.
You're
mind.
out of your fucking
You don't know how to
mind.
watch fucking shows.
You
can't
are
do the
out
show.
of your
You can't
fucking
wrestle in the
mind.
fucking ring. You can't work.
Oh
What
my
are you
god. Does
talking about?
anyone else on this panel actually agree with the fucking ridiculousness coming out of his fucking
All
mouth
of them
right now?
do because they actually have ears and
No.
don't know what the fuck they. You're
There's
garbage.
no
I
way.
do not
Stay on
agree with
vacation
that.
next
There
week.
is
Where's
no
our-
way.
Shut your damn
Go back on
mouth.
fucking
Shut your
vacation.
damn mouth. Shut your damn mouth.
Oh man. Listen, Tara, I think speaks for everybody here. I love Jey Uso, but he is not beating Gunther. That's
Well,
just what
right.
it is.
But that's my point. Why are we doing this again?
This is when you
knowing-
should cut to the fucking promo so we could laugh at it. Why don't you do that?
Yo, he killed him. Like
To the
Gunther,
fucking promo. Go
Gunther-
ahead. I don't have to say anything. Put his fucking promo on. Go ahead.
he went out there and said, "I'm."
It
gonna
was
prove-"
emotional.
I'm gonna prove that you're a very good tag team wrestler.
Oh
I'd
my
fucking
God.
retire. Like if I was Jey Uso, I'd go home after hearing Gunther say some shit like that. That's cold blooded for a guy that doesn't even speak English.
Gunther
That's the
fucking
only
laughed at him.
reason I'm optimistic.
He
It's the only
fucking
reason I'm
laughed at him.
optimistic.
He laughed in his face.
But see,
You're
that-
optimistic? Wait. What are you You actually think that Jay may actually go over?
No.
The
no
way
fucking-
that Gunther ripped him, I feel the only thing Jay could do is actually surprise the shit out of us and go over.
See, that's it. It could be a surprise, like a
If
roll
he,
up.
yo,
whatever.
he completely
not gonna
ripped. If
happen.
Jay loses this, he might as well go team up back with his brother and be exactly what Gunther said. Is the only thing I'm holding on to.
Okay, but for
I-
what? So we can
I-
see the
I
same-
can't see
We can
him
see the
going
same
on.
3 fucking moves. How many super kicks? Let's count them. 11, right? And then what else are they gonna do? They're shitty fucking punch slaps, and then they're gonna do a bad splash on both sides. What the fuck? Well, nobody wants to see that shit anymore. It's over.
I like
Change your
Jey
fuck-
Uso.
put
I don't
some-
agree
change
with
your
any of
fucking
that.
uptowns and put some wrestling boots on and start fucking wrestling. That's what you got to do. That's how it starts, and then we could talk.
I don't agree with
That's how
anything
it
that he said,
starts.
other than the fact that I don't see him going over. I just
Yeah.
don't. I mean, yes, could it be a big shocking surprise? I would rather the big surprise be that Brock Lesnar returns at the Royal Rumble and now we get Brock Gunther at this year's WrestleMania.
I know, but
That's the match I want to see.
But Al, oh man, Al said this last night of like, man, Gunther's reign's going on for a while, and like, man,
Boring.
as soon as he said surprise, I'm like, he could roll him up, he could schoolboy him, he could do like knock him into the turnbuckle and like Bret
Bro.
Hart him, you know.
With all due respect to his big Russian ass, Gunther doesn't deserve Brock Lesnar with this booty ass title run he's had. He doesn't deserve that quality of match.
Not his fault though. That is the writing team. That is who's
Nobody's got a
booking
good
these
world
matches.
title run. No, who's got a good
I was
world
about, I
title
was
run?
just
Right
about to say, so Cody's booty ass run ain't his fault either.
now? Oh, that's definitely his fault.
Cody sucks.
Well,
They're
no,
both
I
his
mean,
fault. They're
no,
both
no,
horrible.
I don't agree. Listen, at the end of the day, they have to follow the direction that they're given. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Cody wakes up and says, all right, my next feud's going to be. He may have some influence, and may have an idea, but ultimately, Triple H and the creative team are coming to Gunther and Cody and all that, and saying, look, this is what we're doing. This is who your next feud is.
Yeah, so-
this feud, and I will say this, the only thing that's been good about Cody's run so far, the only thing, is this current feud with Kevin Owens. And that's
great.
more so because of Kevin Owens.
Correct.
Fucking Kevin Owens is
But I was just
basura.
about to ask
What?
you about examples.
He is fucking basura. He's gone.
You've never liked him, though.
Kevin Owens?
He's never liked Kevin Owens.
No, Kevin Owens could work, and I liked him when he was doing his things, when he was a heel, blah blah blah.
He's a heel now.
Yeah, it's a bullshit heel with fucking Cody. How many times we see him and Cody fight in the crowd and nobody gets hurt? I just don't get it. It's stupid. The whole fucking thing is stupid. It's also not fair. If you're gonna say what Gunther didn't have a good run, you also got to say Cody didn't have a good run because of who
He didn't have a good
against.
I think Cody's
went
having a
up-
worse run.
Right, but he
Yeah,
hits what?
worse.
But name his opponents. He hit Seth Rollins 3 or 4 times, right? Fucking solid. He went fucking Brock Lesnar 2 or 3 fucking times, fucking solid, right? Then he goes to the top of the company. Where do you go from Roman Reigns? That's the problem.
But
You
that's
just
the problem. We said that
Roman.
right away. That
Right,
eventually
but-
there's not
but-
going to be anybody for him to have a.
Right, but then you go back down. Who do you go to? Who's going to step the fuck up that can do what he does? It's just not there. So the writing team has to do a better job. But at the same time, you got to put everybody in a position to excel.
So you're actually agreeing with me.
Right, but what?
No, I'll never agree with you.
You
But-
just agreed with me, you
Then
motherfucker. You
put-
just
but
agreed
then
with me.
Then Cody and Gunther did that shit in Saudi Arabia.
Horrible.
I mean, horrible finish. Well, it's a Bret Hart finish, but
Right.
you know, I mean, at least we got to see him fight somebody else. So I mean, there's pros and cons to it,
Yeah.
but I just don't see him fighting Kevin Owens for the rest of the year until they could write something better, make any sense. I'm sick of it.
This was the problem we were talking about when Roman was champ for so long. It's like, man, Roman's going to go through and beat everybody, and then there's going to be nobody left to beat. And then when the next guy gets the title, you're going to go, well, why is that guy challenging for the title? Because he got his ass kicked by Roman. And every guy that Cody's had challenge him has had his ass kicked by Roman. And we're going, this guy doesn't have a fucking shot because if he
you
lost
also
to Roman,
you do also have to remember this too. You do have a decent NXT class currently that is going to start to come up sooner than later.
NXT is going to go against these guys. You're fucking out of your mind.
Obafemi, when he gets to the main roster, is going to be a fucking beast, and I would love to see him go after guys like Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes and the main event guys. Obafemi is a fucking
he'll
beast.
He'll never be in a fucking match with either of the two. Never.
I would bet you money. You're fucking wrong. Same with Trick Williams.
Cash right now.
You know, I ain't got 10 grand. Trick
right
Williams. Yeah, good. Trick Williams. That's another one. He's going to be up soon. You got a slew of the women that are going to be coming up soon.
Garbaggio too.
Who?
He doesn't like Trick Williams. This guy doesn't like anybody. I love it. This is why I'm glad Chairman's back. He's so sour.
I'm not sour when they
That's because the only guy he ever liked doesn't wrestle anymore.
I don't need to. He retired at the best. Maybe it's all right. The greatest.
He's a big Hogan.
Yeah, in AEW.
I'm a Sting fan.
He is a Sting fan.
Oh, dude, Sting's the fucking greatest. That retirement. Oh, speaking of, I don't know if you guys saw it. Sting has registered the trademark Old Man Sting.
Did he really?
God.
Yeah.
That's
so he's
pretty
gonna do
funny.
sounds like he's gonna do an Old Man Logan thing.
That's hilarious.
I don't know, but geez, this
Mitch, what was your opinion of Penta? Because I know he's got to be new to you.
Oh, well, honestly, I thought he was like, someone from the past or something because of how electric his entrance was and how much of a pop he got from everybody. So I had to look up that he was not already part of WWE. So
he's a juxtaposition of La Parka. That's what he is. You take La Parka and Rey Mysterio, and you get Penta.
Yeah, if La Parka wasn't a big fat load, even though La Parka can work.
You know what's funny?
Gigantic.
Bully Ray said the exact same thing.
La Parka's the original chairman.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
I took
It's
his
true.
whole shit. He was a fucking bad.
Bully Ray actually said the same thing today as you just said. That
Really?
that Penta is a hybrid of La Parka and Rey Mysterio.
Oh shit! So that guy, he's smart. He knows how to work, Bully. So he gets it from me.
Well, he technically said it first.
Um,
That was on this morning.
Hey, fuck you. How's that?
we were we were talking about potential contenders, and now that he's on the main roster, I keep kind of low key forgetting about him. But Braun Breaker is just there in the background, and
But he's
anytime
IC champion.
But what I'm saying is they can heat him up at any time to be world champion.
True.
To compete, because we're talking about there's too
Hold
much of a
on.
gap.
Chairman's laughing. Let me guess, you don't like Braun Breaker either.
See, this might be the one where we split on our agreements here, Chairman.
Listen, I do enjoy Braun's work. I think he's a little too humble. I think he's a little soft on the mic. He's still got to work on the mic.
I'll give you
And
that.
I just think his fucking name is stupid.
Yes.
Yes.
He should be a Steiner. He should be a Steiner.
You should literally break that shit. Like, I'm breaking this Braun Breaker bullshit. I am whatever, fucking Jimmy Steiner. I don't give a fuck what it is. And he should start.
But have the name Steiner.
Have the name Steiner start dropping people on their fucking heads.
Or just come out and be like, I'm a fucking Steiner.
That's
and
all he
then
needs
just
to
be
say.
Steiner. Like, he doesn't even
Everybody
need a first
knows.
name.
Well,
Everybody knows who the fuck he is. Do it. Just go for it.
You guys
And he's such a hybrid of the two.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Because he's Rick's kid, but he sounds like Scott.
Yeah.
And he
But
looks
doesn't
like
cut a
Scott.
promo like Scott. Even though his promo work isn't good, it's still better than Scott's was.
The fact that
he's
he's not doing fucking arithmetic and mathematics in every promo makes absolutely no sense to me. He should just
Well,
fucking
but when
throw
he
that-
becomes a Steiner, if he ever does, take the Steiner name, he could be like, well, according to my Steiner math, or like,
he could do it.
What
he
if
could do
that's
that
what
shit.
makes him a Steiner? What if they use that to make him a Steiner? One day he just
Oh, that would be great.
fucking
That'd
going
be
off on
fucking
math
awesome.
on a promo.
See,
That
that
would be
man should
great.
get the pencil. Let him write the fucking. Let
It's
him.
like
book it.
what is it? Goodwill Hunting. The guy's like he's walking down a hallway, he sees a chalkboard, and he just starts drawing out the
Yeah.
Steiner math equation. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, my God, that would be hilarious.
did you guys hear? A couple was it like a week or two ago? Scott Steiner's son was in a bowl game, and they interviewed Scott Steiner and Braun Breaker on the sideline, and Scott let it be known that when this kid is done with football, which I think is after that bowl game, Steiner's son is signing an NIL deal, and he's going to the Performance Center like ASAP. So we're gonna
No
have
shit.
another Steiner. And if you look him up, he took his pictures, like his football pictures, with
What is
the
that?
chainmail headdress and the WCW championship belt that said Steiner on it, and he looks just like he doesn't have a beard, but he looks just like his dad.
Just
Oh,
like
that's gonna be
a
awesome.
skinny version of his dad.
Yeah, he's a little obviously. Yeah, he hasn't got on the horse meat yet.
But I'm gonna
so,
tell you
know.
what, he's a big fucker. That kid is huge because I
Yeah.
think he's a freshman this year.
Oh my God,
He's a freshman.
he's only a freshman, so he's got 3
Yes.
more years to get big and then go to the
Yes.
performance center. Jesus Christ, he's gonna be another monster.
So
HGH, boys.
Oh, that's it. So listen, we're getting close to the top of the hour. I wanted to talk about the Corey Graves situation.
Yeah, what is this?
So,
Does
well,
anybody care? Corey Graves is garbage.
well,
Stay the
I
fuck
find
home.
it interesting because
His
people
wife
were
is
like,
fucking moral, stay
is
the
it a
fuck
work?
home.
Is he like sending these messages out and it's just work shit, whatever? He is not on NXT tonight commentating. So, but apparently he said that he has a lot to say, and it's one of those things where if you don't like Corey Graves, you may not have to put up with him much longer because once you take this kind of shit to social media, you're making it a lot worse if it's not a work, and it doesn't seem like it is. So, I mean, listen, he's butthurt. He got demoted back to NXT, and you got the new guy, Testatori, who I think is the best non-wrestling personality ever brought in that just fit right in and is doing a great job.
From Connecticut local news, you're welcome.
Is that right?
He was our sportscaster before he went to ESPN. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He was my local sportscaster.
He's
before he
great. I like him a lot.
He was always even calling games like football games.
Yeah.
He was always good.
So
He should've fucking
and you
stayed
can
local.
tell that he's a wrestling fan too. So now they put him on SmackDown, and now they obviously, for right reasons, did Cole and McAfee because nobody's better than those two together.
They work together well. Yeah,
they're just great together. So you have to have them on Netflix. So he's butthurt that he got demoted, I guess, and
Rule number one in business: you never burn bridges, and you never
Correct.
air out your dirty laundry.
right.
These
Especially
guys,
on fucking Twitter. Like, what are
Right.
we doing?
like,
What are
and
you,
the other
dick?
thing is like you're not working at Walmart. You're not complaining over making $15 an hour. This guy's making probably. What would you think Corey Graves is making? Do you think he's making over $500,000 a year? Do you think he's making?
I think
$1 million a
he's
year?
at least making $500,000.
So
he's probably
shut the fuck up.
he's been there a long time.
I
But
would
that's my
not- I
point
would
too.
not say Corey Graves $500,000.
Wait, Corey Graves, the announcer?
Yeah.
He's
There's
been there
no
forever, dude.
He's been there a long
Fucking way.
time.
What
in the
does that
world.
mean? What does that mean? They're not giving him $500,000. Fuck
Half
but you
$1
could-
million for an announcer? There's
You
no
don't
way.
know what this company's. Somebody's got to look this up.
So
feel like
I
you
just
please
looked it
Google
up. According to
200 grand
Google.
if he's lucky?
Corey Graves, a WWE commentator, has an estimated net worth of $5 million. His annual salary is between $500,000 to $1 million. As a WWE commentator, he's earned around $400,000 per year.
Okay.
That's exactly why he should be demoted.
But my thing is,
He's not worth- he's not worth
Thousand
it.
a year?
when you're hired, right?
Holy
whether
shit.
you're a wrestler, whether you're commentator, referee, trainer, whatever it is, you're hired to do a job. So you were hired as a wrestler, you can't do it anymore. They blessed you and didn't release you and made you a commentator. You got pretty decent at it because you've been doing it for a long time. They never guarantee what show you're going to be on. At the end of the day, is NXT a step down? Maybe, but it's on the CW. Like, it's on a national
TV,
network. You're on TV. You're making great fucking money. So shut the fuck up.
Well, this was the thing.
And
that
don't air it on social media.
And even like, remember Matt Cardona? He would put out, this is going back like 10, 12 years ago. Poor baby Terrace says, poor baby, go cry to Tony Khan in AEW. Bye-bye. I don't know if he's going to get fired, but he's at least suspended. Jeez. Yeah, that's, shit. I just lost my train of thought going to read that comment.
We're talking about Matt Cardona.
Yes, Matt Cardona used to, when he was Zack Ryder, he put out one tweet that was like, I was not on Raw tonight. And then like every week for like 2 years, he retweeted it every Monday. And I just wanted, at the time, the minimum salary for a main roster member was $127,000 a year. So at the very least, he was making $127,000 a year to sit in catering and eat. That would be the happiest meal of my life. I would sit down every Monday at catering with a smile on my face and $127,000 plus in my bank account.
That's
Holy
true to a
shit.
degree, but sometimes you don't know until you're in that spot. You know what I mean? Because when you love what you do and you're not being used, it sucks.
It
Totally
does.
get it, but there's a way to go about shit, right? And
Right.
yeah,
And
Corey Graves has earned somewhat of some say in some format, right? But all of this shit is at will employment, right? Or what is
Yeah.
it? Free agent? What do they call that shit? Whatever they call them for, they're
like independent
independent
contractor.
contractors, exactly. So I mean, if you signed up for that, to Steve's point, not that I want to agree with this fucking guy, but like it's true. Like this is how this works. Like you're in a business model, and maybe it's not what works right now. Maybe sometimes you got to take a step back to take two steps forward, right? But it's just important to really see and assess where you are. One, you're not over like Pat McCaffrey or whatever the fuck his name is.
Right.
That guy is entertaining. From
He's
the
great.
moment he walks out, the moment he talks, he is fucking entertaining.
Yep.
And that's the
He's great.
point. I could watch the show just to listen to him and fucking Colt banter.
Yeah.
That's like fucking, Jim Ross and the King. That's what it was about back in the day.
That's why it worked with Gorilla and Bobby the Brain. Same
100%.
same dynamics, but they click, and McAfee and Cole, like even Cole went on, he did some interview. He was ready to step down and like not be on TV every week and kind of stay backstage and like kind of slow down. Like, he's getting older and he's been doing it a long time.
He just
And-
announced it. He announced that he's going to have a limited schedule starting now.
Who?
Michael Cole.
Oh,
Oh, did he? Because
Go ahead.
about a year ago, maybe two, he had started saying the same thing. Then they brought McAfee in, and they put him with him, and he flat out said, McAfee reignited my passion to do this, and I'm not going anywhere, because he just loves doing it with him. And it's great chemistry.
man.
Great
Beautiful
chemistry.
man.
Yeah.
But Cole just announced, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, that he's going to start having a limited schedule.
Interesting. Well, that could mean that he's just going to do Raws and big pay-per-views, like maybe only do the big four, not every pay-per-view. That's
So
possible.
you'll have a minimum of 52 dates for Raw, right? And then after that, he's probably going to have 11 or 12 main dates.
Right.
So that's not bad to work 70 days and make a couple mil.
I know.
Oh, and he's definitely making in the millions for sure.
Of course.
He's been there for so long now. But yeah, so but all in all, things are going in the right direction. I'm excited.
Except for the Bailey shit. We got to talk about the Nia Jax, Bailey.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was not a fan of that segment at all. I just like, all right, it's Bailey's hometown. I don't know. The whole thing seemed pretty stupid. I didn't like the whole. I don't know. I mean, I will say this though. This has been the greatest Nia has been ever in her career. I'm glad Tiffy finally got over and cashed in and won the title. I'm not really interested in seeing Rhea Nia again, or a triple threat with all three. Like, I feel like we've seen it at nauseum. But it looks like they're setting that up. And is it me, or did Nia kind of tease, or did she 100% say that she moved brands? Because she
I
was
was gonna
saying
bring that up. What is that? Is it called like a transfer clause or some shit like that?
I think that's what she said. Like, I'm within the transfer time or some shit. And I was like, so does that mean you've officially transferred over? Because they did also very quietly announce the Wyatts got moved to SmackDown, which that I think is bizarre. Why wouldn't you want them on your Netflix show? But I mean,
They fucking ruined the booking for the Wyatts. That was brutal. But what are you gonna do?
well,
What do you guys think about the draft? When is that gonna happen?
usually after Mania, no? Like a few weeks after Mania?
But we're getting like a mini draft now with all these fucking transfers.
Well, that's true. They are doing transfers.
It's
So-
a trade deadline. It's a little different. It's a trade deadline.
Right.
Half season, I guess. Whatever the hell it is.
Trade them.
So are we trying to see? So I'm on the website right now. We're trying to see if Nia is on what brand.
She's on Raw, 100%.
She's on Raw.
Well, she was. Did she change
Just
to
transferred to
SmackDown?
Raw.
Dude, as
Oh,
of right
we-
now, she, according to the WWE website, she's not on the Raw roster. Let me change the SmackDown.
So she's still on SmackDown.
She might not have made it. Yeah, it's still. I mean, that's the website. That doesn't mean anything. But usually, like they'll try and keep that updated as somebody makes an official move.
To give them a little bit of kudos, I did enjoy when Rhea gave her the headbutt, and it didn't work, and then she gave her the headbutt because you can't headbutt a Samoan. That's rule number one.
Hey, you know, I'm
Very
glad they
true.
did that. Yeah.
Can't do that. So at least they kept that.
Yeah,
Except
except
one-
the big boot from Rhea didn't hit when I
didn't-
got kicked out of the ring.
Didn't connect.
No, didn't even come
And
close.
why are Rhea and Bailey fucking high fiving and shit and hugging? That's
Steve,
weird,
look what Dave Abbey put. And that's funny.
Cross scared the Wyatts off. Well, at least Cross did something. But
He seems like he's there. We always think this. We're like, they're going to have
he's
him do
on TV
something.
every week.
Hey, yeah, can't complain.
I mean, at the end of the day, he is on TV every week. I wish we were getting a little more Scarlet every week, but we are getting Carrion every week.
Also,
so
his just a little comment here. Does anybody notice how fast his fucking hair grows? That guy
it does.
didn't he
It's
just
getting
have
long.
a shaved head?
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Yeah,
And I have long hair, but like that took a while to grow. Like this guy, I feel like he shaves his head and it's to his
Not
shoulders.
for nothing. His banter with fucking Miz is pretty good, but then again, Miz could do anything with anyone. So.
Anybody. Yeah, Miz is that good. But this also looks like you're going to have a Carrion Miz match sooner than later, I guess.
Long
Which
as we
the
start
problem
to
is I
pull
don't
back on
care.
the-
Huh?
Yeah, that's true. But let's just keep Bocce Zane out of it. I'm tired of Bocce Zane.
You don't like Sami Zayn either?
I'm done with Sami Zayn.
Oh, fucking Christ.
I'm done with Sammy.
Vince, I'm done with this show. We're at the top of the hour. Take it home.
Oh, I had about 6 or 7 questions to follow that one up, but we're gonna have to get to that next week, Chairman.
Tune in next week for more of that bullshit. No Sami Zayn.
All right, so we gotta get. We're gonna have a list for next week, Chairman. I need you to come up with 5 or 10 people across, whether it's AEW, WWE, whatever, that you're just fucking done with. You've mentioned a bunch today, so you can
Do
probably
that
just.
shit right now off the top of the dome whenever you're ready.
We're
save it
going to
next
do it.
week.
If we weren't an hour into the show, we would do it right now. But we're going to do it next week to tease people and have them come back and listen to it. Also because we've gone an hour. We've Mitch, did you
Next week it is.
frost your hair,
Oh, I got
like-
highlights a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago.
dude? Looking good, man. Are you like getting professional headshots or something? Like what's the?
Ah.
This guy's
Haven't
going to
changed things
film.
up.
What's the
Mitch is going
catch?
to films. He's a filmographer.
Oh, I can see. Yeah, I can see that.
Try that.
I feel like he could be a guy in like a watch commercial or something. Like he has a good suit on, or like a real expensive watch, and he like shows it off on his wrist, and they're like, "Yeah, that's the guy."
As long as
that
you
wears
let
that
me
watch.
keep the watch.
That would be such a good. That would be a great trade off. Hey, you can do this commercial. Keep the watch. Don't even pay me. Just give me the watch. Yeah. Should we wrap it up then, Steve? We're good. All right. Let's see, because I was used to the way we were streaming on different platforms on StreamYard, and now it's changed. So I just have to look at what we're streaming on. Yes, we are,
StreamYard fucked it all up.
dude.
It's
It's been a
constant battle, but we're working on it.
because we can only stream to what 3 things now at once, or
Now only 3, and
Used to be 5.
certain Facebook pages, they're having issues with Facebook, and now they're having an issue with LinkedIn. It's a whole thing. So
all right. So as of right now,
Good job.
Right. The most consistent way you're going to get us is on YouTube, and it's tag me a date. It's all one word. Type it in to the search bar on YouTube. You'll find our channel. Hit subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when we go live. The other 2 places we're live streaming are on Facebook, Steve's personal Facebook, as well as the Tag Me a Date Facebook page. And again, that's Tag Me a Date, just like it sounds. So you can like that page, and you can see the stream there as well. You can follow us on social media at Tag Me a Date, again, all one word, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter /X, whatever, most social media platforms, you're going to find us at Tag Me a Date. Steve has been updating the TikTok and the Instagram with reels and shorts and all kinds of stuff of what we've been talking about on these latest episodes. So if you just want to get a little taste, you can go to the TikTok or the Instagram and just watch some short things to catch up, or go to the YouTube. You can go see basically the full archive between the Tag Me a Date channel and my personal YouTube channel. We've got hundreds of episodes over a decade, which is a wild thing to say. Steve, it's been 10 years.
I know it's
That's-
crazy, isn't it?
I don't even
It's
know how that
amazing.
happened. You blink and 10 years goes by.
It's mind blowing to me.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll be back next Tuesday, 9 p.m. on Eastern Time. This is what we do. Catch us on one of those streaming platforms I just mentioned. Just stick to the YouTube if you're having trouble finding us anywhere else. But thanks to the commenters, of course. We've got Tara, who's always here with us. Thank you so much. David Rosca on the West Coast with his Rams. They did not cheat. I saw the comments. No, they won fair and square. Ryan, who needs to get back on the show one of these days. Thank you. Dave Abbey, of course, the president of the Karrion Cross fan club. Thank you for chiming in today. And yeah, that'll do it. We'll be back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of the War Report, brought to you by Tag Me a Date. And hope you guys have a great week. See you then.
Thank you.
Chip.
Thank you.